Hi guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor and your leverage for change. So today I just read one of my comments on one of my videos and one of my most recent videos actually. And Vera, thank you so much for this comment, and I'm going to actually now address that thing that you want me to, that question that you wanted me to address. And thank you so much for being a regular participant in my comment section. I really appreciate you. And so the question that Vera has is your dismissive partner finally happy with their new partner? We all know that a relationship with or with someone with a dismissive avoidant attachment style can be quite traumatic, is probably one of the words you would use, because they don't seem to have that emotional that connection to their emotions or to our emotions as a lot of individuals do. They seem to really struggle with that, which they actually do. So dismissive avoidant attachment style individuals are usually very cold and distant. That is the kind of persona you will observe when you meet them, right? And it's very difficult for them to understand or even be vulnerable in a relationship. Now, a lot of individuals have suffered at the hands of individuals with this attachment style because, sadly, someone with this attachment style just does not have that emotional, what they call that thing, to really understand how they may even hurt others, or the things that they do, what they're doing hurt others. Because they grew up in a place where emotional expression was not welcome. So they learned to really live in a more logical world where it's just it doesn't have anything to do with feelings or emotions. Everything is just very logical and practical. But of course, we should, for a healthy relationship, you need to have both sides, the emotional and the logical or the practical, right? And then you can meld those depending on the situation that you find yourself in. However, the emotional part is just totally missing from the individual with the dismissive avoidant attachment style. So in addressing the question that Vera asked me to address is your dismissive avoidant ex finally happy with their new partner? So sadly, this is usually, even if they're happy with their new partner might not be so happy with them, because they're going to carry that same behavior into another relationship. Because this attachment style, because they can't look inwardly, they don't look inwardly and see what their behavior or how the ways that they behave impact others. They're not usually ones to change. So they will go into another relationship the same way and bring the same behaviors, the same lack of emotional connection to that person and all that kind of stuff with that person. The fact that they also always want to be alone. I'll tell you that I've experienced and known and have spoken to clients who have had dismissive partners, and they leave and they find a wife or somebody else or a girlfriend or whatever it is. And no, Vera, they're not really happy. But the reason I say they're not really happy, I have to qualify that with the fact that their expectation of a relationship is quite different, right? So the only reason why they won't be happy is if, for example, they're with an anxious, preoccupied, and that person is always just like, because they can't take a lot of stress, is always really wanting them to connect with them. And so it becomes a pain for them because they can't take that, right? But what they do a lot of times, I know of dismissive partners who have remarried after they've left a good woman. They've married and they've gone into a relationship, and the wife, they don't live in the same house. the dismissive person kept their home, and maybe they married and they had a home together, and they go back, he goes back and forth. He does not live with his wife. At the beginning, everything was all nice and hunky-dory. Like I noticed, like a lot of the stories I've heard from individuals like this, everything is nice. You know, the honeymoon state, maybe it might last for a year or two, depending on you know the and how much they spend time together. Because the more they spend time together, the more difficult it is. The more they have to spend time together, meaning that if the person's retired or if they work from home or stuff like that, and they're always, it's more difficult for the person with the dismissive avoidant attachment style to really keep that separateness that they thrive on, right? So if they lived in two different places, that honeymoon thing might be very good, might last a longer time than normal. But once they are cohabitating and living in the same place, because now they're married and they're now, you know, sharing one home, then that can become very difficult. And so you'll find that a lot of these relationships is almost like they're two, they become roommates or housemates or whatever you might call that, because there's no emotional intimacy, because this does not change. No matter how much they love the person, they just don't have that kind of expression, guys. They just don't have that way of expressing themselves emotionally that a lot of individuals need to feel wanted, loved, and prioritized in a relationship. They just don't have that. It's more of a logical thing. They're very good providers. They will give you a great home. They will make sure food is on the table and that kind of stuff. And so if the person that they're with, that's all that they need, they don't need that emotional connection, yes, they can be quite happy. But if the person that they're with is someone like an anxious, preoccupied, or even a secure person who needs that emotional connection, you know, you go into a relationship for emotional connection, and that sharing things and sharing intimacies and sharing, just challenges and struggles of everyday life, stories, and that individual, the dismissive avoidant attached individual, is just, they're just not capable of it, guys. It's really just that they are incapable of it because they never had it. It was not encouraged when they were young kids. And so they grew up being able to soothe themselves by going away and doing stuff. So they don't like when you depend on them to soothe you if you're having a traumatic experience. They believe that you should take care of your own needs in that way. They do it, so why can't you, kind of thing, right? So Vera, for the most part, unless the person that they're with, honey, is someone who only wants a home and they live their separate lives and they want all the good things that come with a person who provides well for them, then they will be happy because they want to provide for you. They really enjoy that because they feel that it is almost like a status thing for them too, because it's something that they're capable of doing well, is providing for you, right? So it makes them feel good, let's put it that way. So, but if the person really wants, if the person they're with wants and requires emotional intimacy, vulnerability, all that kind of stuff, connection, they won't be happy. So I hope that kind of answers your question. And please, guys, please keep suggesting, let me know what you need, and I will try my very best to answer those questions as soon as possible. Take care now, and guys, this is Labor Day. Go out and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. This is Christine, your relationship and mindset mastery doctor, and your leverage for change. Take care until next time. Bye-bye.